that's always hard, right? If
The culture.
the culture at the company has already raised eyebrows before, it got them into problems, and other companies were like, Barstool is right now back to the original owner of the brand. It used to be owned by Penn after they paid 500 million for it. And guess how much money it was worth? Well, not worth. It's probably worth more, but how much money Dave had to pay for it? $0.
You have to use the Ice Cube bite
Would it be better?
because they got
Ice Cube.
Oh, now I understand.
they
I
got
see something else. Oh,
they,
I'm
yeah,
totally so
they got
focused on
screwed.
that.
They got screwed.
Well, the thing is, so the backstory to this story, guys, is this whole sale is Penn bought, but Barstool as a channel for them to promote their activities, their sports books and activities, and it seemed like the way Barstool is set up, it's not very corporate. So there were some situations that were a bit, let's call it, um,
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
and Penn couldn't deal with it. And not to forget, Penn signed a multi-billion deal deal with ESPN. So what do? You sell off that weight, it seems. That's how they would do it. If you're selling it for $0 with the, of course, with the
Liabilities.
it's not liability. With they basically had a couple of things
Oblig-
added to that deal. So he cannot sell it off. If he sells it off again, he will have to pay half of the money to Penn in the future. So there are a lot of prerequisites to this deal. It's not like
So
they
clauses.
$0.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at some of the things they mention relating to that. So let me share my screen with you guys. So Penn announced they became official sports book of ESPN, and which has 117 million unique visitors a month versus 8 million for Barstool Sports. Just 8 million to 170. I think that choice was pretty easily made.
Pretty sure it was.
ESPN here is, as the writer already says, is the Goliath, while Barstool is the David.
Yeah.
If you compare, don't forget that, if you compare Penn with other sport books, FanDuel has 43% of the market, DraftKings has 31, while they have 3.7. On top of that, as Adam Ryan says, what makes Stoolies go crazy is Portnoy and the team pirate ship attitude at Barstool. This attitude has caused Penn issues time after time with maintaining good standings with regulators. So yeah, at a certain point, you gotta say, you know what? $117 is 8 million visitors worth it? RJ, I see you laughing there.
No, it's like you said. It's like it's a business decision. Sometimes you see that the you think that you so in business something might shine or an opportunity might present itself, but that doesn't mean that that's the best thing for you and the best thing for your company. So for example, there are certain clients, let's say you have you're a wholesaler and you import, let's say you're a wholesaler of cars, and you get a big client, and the client wants you to export every month, maybe let's say 100,000, but your capacity, you can only export, for the sake of example, 10,000 every month. So that means that you are in short. Now, some people might say, okay, I have a big opportunity. So what I will do now is I'm going to take the deal because this is too good to be true. But the problems you get with that, I mean, it can go right, it can go good in the right direction. You might be able to pivot and adjust, but sometimes it's better to say no or better to stay low and do things the way you've been doing it instead of trying to compete or trying to catch a deal, for example, that you are not able to comply with. You're not be you're not able to deliver. So it's the same. It's the same here. It's like it's a business decision. There's nothing actually that you can really do. Um, but yeah, so that's what I can yeah, that's my first comment on this topic.
Hey, it's a win for Dave because he sold it off for 500 million. So he got the money, and now you're getting it back for nothing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't. I think we also saw the announcement video where he basically said, "I already have the money, so I don't have to sell it again."
Yeah,
This is playing with house money.
yeah.
Imagine we sell off Double Thought Show,
The empire.
the Empire, for 1 billion, and then
Yeah,
they sell it us back for 200 million. I'm
yeah.
like, oh yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not? I
yeah,
already have the money.
yeah. But I think that there are other things that must have played a role as well, right? Because why
Yeah,
would you go? You could have sold it to someone else as well.
yeah. So this is probably because they because of the way it's run, and that's always hard, right?
The
If
culture.
the culture at the company has already raised eyebrows before, it got them into problems, and other companies were like, probably that I don't know if we're gonna pay 500 for that. You'll never bring. So you can choose to sell it off without, and that's what I'm going to show now, without the deal. And what is the deal they made with Dave? Shout out to Dave, man. It's a big win for them. So the deal they made was, part of the deal is that Barstool has a non-compete with Penn. Before the Penn acquisition, the largest advertising client of Barstool was sportsbooks. Now, no money is coming in from their best profile of clients, which puts constraints on the business. On top of that, Barstool cannot launch its own sportsbook. This is a small deal, as it wasn't probable that Dave would ever want to work with regulators, but it does cap the business potential. Lastly, if Dave ever does a liquidation event or dividend, Penn gets 50% of the proceeds. So basically, if there ever was a reason to sell Barstool Sports, Penn would get 50%. And I think the previous two conditions You wouldn't be able to get anyone to agree with them if you would sell it off to someone else.
Yeah. Unless you, well. So this is my question, Kia. For that price, you couldn't get it from anyone else.
300, you get it, you sell it off for 200 million, get a 300 million loss. Now you still have you have a non. Don't forget, they were making a lot of money out of the sports book stuff. So they were
Yeah.
making good amount of money. So basically, what you would get is then who would buy it first of all? Maybe someone would buy it for 300 million, and then team up with FanDuel. And now you're you're losing on both ends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. I mean, it's I don't know how they got to this deal, but they must have an amazing amazing
Negotiator.
leverage.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. So that's my point. Why did they close it with this with Portnoy? So and that's why I think that it has to do. It's deeper than that. It's not just about management as well, because I do understand it, but I think that the leverage is he has more leverage, and I think it's also more practical because he can enter and immediately do something about it, right? Is
Yeah.
there a sellback clause as well, if you know?
I don't see it here.
That you would need to sell it back to them, for example? No, I don't think so.
I don't see anything here. Penn purchased the stake of Barstool for 36% in January of 2020 and increasing its stake to 50% by 2023. Reports at the time, the initial plan indicated that it's not mentioned here. So maybe we will hear more about this deal later. It's kind of this is one hot out of the kitchen, man. This one happened, I think, on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, I think it's Friday or no, it's I think last week on Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But yeah, it's I mean it's a great deal for Dave, man. I mean, you got to at the end of the day, you got your stake, you got the 500, you got all the money you need, and you get your company back.